Welcome to the Buddhist Temple of Toledo. Please be seated and turn to page 2 in your liturgy books. Gata of Atonement. All evil karma ever committed by me since of old on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought. Now I atone for it all evil karma ever committed by me since of old on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought. Now I atone for it all evil karma ever committed by me since of old on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought. Now I atone for it all. Nikaya 3 Refuges. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Buddham Saranam Saranam gacchami. Sangam saranam gacchami. I take refuge in Buddha. I take refuge in Buddha. I take refuge in Dharma. I take refuge in Dharma. I take refuge in Sangha. I take refuge in Sangha. The 5 remembrances. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature of change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My deeds are my closest companions. I am the beneficiary of my deeds. My deeds are the ground on which I stand. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature of change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My deeds are my closest companions. I am the beneficiary of my deeds. My deeds are the ground on which I stand. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature of change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My deeds are my closest companions. I am the beneficiary of my deeds. My deeds are the ground on which I stand. This precious human life, rarely encountered, is easily lost. Now that I have life and opportunity, may I practice the Dharma wholeheartedly. Mahayana Refuge. In my heart, I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. May I liberate suffering beings and bring them to great joy. May the compassionate spirit of love grow within me, that I may actualize the great way. In my heart, I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. May I liberate suffering beings and bring them to great joy. May the compassionate spirit of love grow within me, that I may actualize the great way. In my heart, I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. May I liberate suffering beings and bring them to great joy. May the compassionate spirit of love grow within me, that I may actualize the great way. Invocation of the lineage. I give thanks for the guidance of my teachers, for the lineage of teachers before them. I give thanks and offerings for their devoted practice of generosity, moral discipline, patience, joyful effort, concentration, wisdom, skillful means, unshakable vow, spiritual powers, and awakened awareness for my benefit. May their years of life be lengthened. May their vows be completely realized. And may I cultivate these perfections with their guidance. 7 practices of the Bodhisattva. I bow down in body, speech, and mind. I offer the best I have to give, both real and imagined, to fill the space between us. I regret and purify all transgressions. I rejoice in all virtues. I request you to remain until total enlightenment. I request wise and compassionate guidance. I dedicate my merit for the sake of all beings. Generating love and compassion. May all sentient beings be free from clinging and hatred. Being close to some and distant from others, how wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will free them from clinging and hatred. Bless me to accomplish this. May all sentient beings enjoy happiness in the causes of happiness. How wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will bring them happiness in the causes of happiness. Bless me to accomplish this. May all sentient beings be free from suffering in the causes of suffering. How wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will free them from suffering in the causes of suffering. Bless me to accomplish this. May all sentient beings have the joy that has never known suffering. May they be free from clinging, hatred, jealousy, miserliness, doubt, pride, wrong view, ignorance, and dualistic thoughts. How wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will bring them to this state. Bless me to accomplish this. Please stand and turn to page 4 for the Heart Sutra. Great Prajna Paramita Heart Sutra. Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva practicing deep prajna paramita clearly saw that all 5 skandhas are empty, transforming all suffering and distress. Shariputra, form is no other than emptiness. Emptiness, no other than form. Form is exactly consciousness are also like this. Shariputra, all things are essentially empty, not born, not destroyed, not stained, not pure, without loss, without gain. Therefore, in emptiness there is no form, no sensation, perception, mental reaction, consciousness, no eye, ear, no tongue, body, mind, no color, sound, smell, taste, touch, object of thought, no seeing, and so on, to no thinking, no ignorance, and also no ending of ignorance, and so on, to no old age and death, and also no ending of old age and death, no suffering, cause of suffering, cessation, path, no wisdom, and no attainment, since there is nothing to attain. The Bodhisattva lives by prajna paramita, with no hindrance in the mind, no hindrance, and therefore no fear, far beyond elusive thinking. Right here is nirvana. All Buddhas of past, present, and future live by prajna paramita, attaining anuttara samyak sambodhi. Therefore know that prajna paramita is the great sacred mantra, the great vivid mantra, the unsurpassed mantra, the supreme mantra, which completely removes all suffering. This is truth, not mere formality. Therefore set forth the prajna paramita mantra. Set forth this mantra and proclaim: Gate gate para, gate parasam, gate bodhisvaha, gate gate para, gate parasam, gate bodhisvaha, gate gate para, gate parasam, gate bodhisvaha. Infinite realms of light and dark convey the Buddha mind. All that is and we ourselves come forth in perfect harmony. We offer this sincere and devoted practice for the many beings of the 6 worlds, and dedicate it in grateful thanks to the strength and sound practice of the great Heartland Sangha and its teachers. May our virtuous actions be clear from all interferences, and may our vows be fully realized. We especially dedicate these merits to all those who suffer as a result of injustices, calamity, cruelty, and war, and to Joan, Scott, the Richardson family, John, Dave, Kaijen, Stephen, Sister Suzette, John, Charles, Reverend Eugen, Roger, and Diane. May they have peace and healing. And to Bill, Sean, Jim, Jeremy, Ernest, and Laverne at the time of their death. And to those we hold in the silence of our hearts, as well as those names we now voice aloud. May we live in perfect peace with Buddha Dharma, and may we realize the Buddha way together. All Dharma school teachers and students are dismissed. Everyone else, please prepare for Zazen. We will now recite the Sangha Covenant, found on page 8. We, the Daishin Kokuji Sangha, with respect for the worth and dignity of each person, with wonder at the wisdom and compassion we seek to cultivate by practice, and with deep gratitude for the teachers of this lineage and our connection to one another, covenant to support each other by upholding the precepts of doing no harm, practicing good, and actualizing good for others. Please be seated. I'll sit comfortably that you can make eye contact with the teachers.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, there we are. There we are. Sometimes Zen says good morning back. Yeah, we're not doing the Gata and opening the Sutra, strangely enough, as is our custom, but today not so much because we really are spending this time focusing on a ritual of empowerment. You should know, if it's not something you're familiar with yet, that Buddhism is an initiatory tradition. It's a wisdom tradition, comes down to us through many centuries of devoted practice and effort and cultivation. And it is filled with magic and with practice and with logic and with all the things. And one of the essential components, and we discussed this a little bit this morning in the Establishing Your Buddhist Practice class, is this business about a shared common experience, a relationality with others, wherein our spirituality, our authentic spirituality, does not have to be truncated or masked or toned down or amped up for that matter, but a place where our own individual spiritual experience can meet and connect and interface with others who have the same or similar. And one of the processes for that is called an initiation and an empowerment. Okay. So over the past 2 years, many of our number have engaged in a study of what's called the Lam Rim. And the Lam Rim is a Tibetan term. It means stages of the path. And it came to us from Gelek Rinpoche. Okay. Gelek Rinpoche, deceased some years now, founder of Jewel Heart Sangha, formally empowered myself and Doan Roshi to be able to teach the Lam Rim from the Galupa lineage as adapted to the minds of our Zen students. And what it is basically a guided look through the teachings of the Mahayana Sutras from A to Z, sort of what your young practitioner needs to know, what your middle era practitioner needs to know, what your advanced practitioner needs to know, right? A guided look. And so over these few years, we've met monthly. There's been discussion groups. There's been asynchronous participation from many. And a very heartfelt and devoted effort has gone forth into studying these teachings. What did the Buddha teach, and how do we practice this teaching? So today, as a culminating moment, there will be an empowerment, okay? The process happens many ways here in the community. One becomes an initiate for a certain amount of practice time, for a certain activity, a certain practice. Then there's an initiation and empowerment, which we'll see today. And then the person is henceforth a practitioner of that which they've been empowered to practice. In this case, the Lam Rim winds itself to what are called the paramitas: generosity, moral discipline and virtue, patience, joyful effort, concentration, and wisdom, that chunk. And so that's what folk here will be empowered formally to practice and to take on, having done the work of investigating them this deeply. Now, the way this is going to work out, we've got a certificate here, which I'll hold up in a moment. There's a totem here, which is a cool pin, okay? And the cool little pin because you have to have a cool totem. So that'll go, I don't have my Roxu on, but it'll go here above the ring. It'll go right over here, left side, see? And it's our cool little oak leaf thing with Enzo that Doan drew back in the day for us. As well as the bodhicitta verse, which you'll get a copy of, suitable for framing, and you can put it where you would like, where it wants to live in your home. This is an analogous to our evening gata. This here is the bodhicitta verse. So what's going to happen is in just a bare second or two, I'll hold this stack up and do the formal words. And then I will read the names of all the good folk who are to receive the initiation. Now, many of them are not here in the room. They're virtually there. Hey, everybody, virtual people, we love you too. Mwah. And so you'll get your certificate mailed to you, and that'll be just as cool, okay? So, and then you'll come up here. We have Sherpas who are going to guide. Who's the Sherpa? There's a Sherpa back there, so Suiho will help line folks up. Where the hope is, and we'll see how we can herd Zen cats here, but the idea is that we'll get the alphabetized Dharma names, which the list is nice and orderly. Okay, it all looks good on the spreadsheet. Yeah, famous last words. But I'll call the names out in alphabetical order. Our Suiho the Sherpa will help organize. And what I'd ask you to do is to come up and line up from the Hashiki back, kind of like Dharma combat style, and try to organize yourselves alphabetically. Okay, I'm sure we'll find that amusing. And then I will read the name individually. You'll come on up. We'll give you your certificate. You'll receive the pins and the bodhicitta verse. Take them back to your seat, and then we'll do the cool maneuver together at that point. Okay, everybody ready? We do. Okay. All right. Okay. Now let's get to the business. Attention, attention, attention. Certificate. Anden, Budan, Bushin, Daigen, Daijin, Daitoku, Enmei, Enmyo, Eun, Fukan, Fuzen, Jigen, Jodo, Jukai, Jukudo, Kaishin, Kengai, Kensei, Kinko, Kisei, Kiten, Kokai, Koshin, Meido, Myoho, Myoten, Nenjaku, Nyojo, Rinju, Rosei, Ryukan, Shizo, Shogun, Shokai, Shozo, Shukan, Soko, Soman, Soan, Tenjin, Yakushin, Yucho, Yudo, Yugen, Yukin, Yuzo, Zuiho, and Zuisei. Having participated in a 2-year Lam Rim course of study, the great treatise on the stages of the path to enlightenment by Tsongkhapa Losang Drogpa, with the Buddhist temple of Toledo founding teachers Ryudo Rinsen Roshi and Ryudo Doan Roshi, who received the Lam Rim from Gelek Rinpoche of the Galupa lineage, is now empowered as a practitioner of the paramitas of generosity, moral discipline, patience, joyful effort, concentration, and wisdom on this day of January 18, 2026, Daishin Kokuji Zen Buddhist Temple of Toledo. Yeah, Yeah, there we go. This is so. All right, so I will hand these here. And please. Anden, congratulations. Well done.
Congratulations.
Dagen. All right.
Dagen, congratulations.
Daijin, all right. Congratulations. Beautiful. Congratulations on me. Ayun, thank you for your practice. 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 Thank you for your practice, Gaishin. Thank you for your practice, Kiko. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for your practice, Koshin. Thank you for your practice, Myoho. Thank you for your practice, Myoten. Thank you for your practice, Nanjaku. Thank you for your practice, Nyojo. Thank you for your practice, Ryukan. Thank you for your practice, Shogun. Thank you for your practice, Shokai. Thank you for your practice, Soma. Thank you for your practice, so on. Thank you for your practice, Tencent. Thank you for your practice, Yakushin. Thank you for your practice, Yucho. Thank you for your practice, Yukin. Thank you for your practice, Yuzo. Thank you for your practice, Riho. Thank you for your practice, Gensei.
Thank you.
Whew. It's a Dharma assembly line. It occurs to me to share that Gaelic Rinpoche fled Tibet with the rest of the diaspora, and he studied side by side with the Dalai Lama, with the same teachers the Dalai Lama studied with. And in 2011, we went to a Mahasangha conference on the East Coast with him and many other of his generation and later generation of holders of the Dharma from different traditions. And there was catalyzed a new real sense of lineage communication and connection, which I think is incredibly healthy and one of the hallmarks of American Dharma. Not so easy, frankly, for a Chinese lineage to connect healthfully with a Tibetan lineage. I'm sure you can see why. Not much different, frankly, between the Japanese and the Koreans and et cetera. Fortunately, in this country, those divisions don't hold as much sway, and those of us that have inherited these traditions are going some significant step towards repairing some of this difficulty. And part of what Gelik confided in myself was that he spoke openly of this as well, is that he really hoped the Lam Rim would break out of the Gelugpa lineage and be something more widely available, which is in no small part why he saw fit to encourage us in our work here. And so a little bit of the ashes of Gelik Rinpoche were put into a can of gold paint, and that gold paint was applied to a bunch of little, not a bunch, but a few statues, one of which sits in the Buddha's mudra behind us. You can see there's a little box. And that image, I believe, is a Manjushri, if it's not someone else. Contains a particle or two of Rinpoche's remains. And I think if there's any way in which Rinpoche can be watching right now, I'm sure he is, and I'm sure that he's filled with gratitude for your practice, that these paramitas may flourish, that the Sangha may grow, and that the world may have more wisdom and compassion as a result. Now, what we'll do together is recite the Bodhicitta verse. I will intone, I'll speak a few lines of beginning, and then those who have received this, I'd ask you to please hold the verse and we'll recite it together. And after that verse has been recited, and may it be so is said, we'll bow to each other, and at that exact moment you will come up from that bow having been empowered formally by myself, by Doan, through Gelik Rinpoche's kindness and the lineage to practice these paramitas in earnest. The wheel of the Dharma turns and turns. Each generation manifests the great way. Today, we join the lineage of ancestors and raise Bodhi mind. Who reside in the 10 directions, please listen to me. O teachers, please listen to me. By means of my virtuous roots of generosity, moral discipline, patience, joyful effort, concentration, and wisdom, which I, in this and all other lives, cultivated, enjoined others to cultivate, and rejoiced in the cultivation of, may I generate the spirit of great, unexcelled, perfect enlightenment. Following the path of the earlier perfect Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, may I maintain the mind of bodhicitta from now until I reach the heart of enlightenment. May I liberate all beings who are not liberated. May I free all living beings who are not freed. May I aid those who have not yet reached nirvana, that they may be able to reach it. May it be so. This is so. Congratulations, everybody. Now that that's been done, we get to do the pinning. And you'll be able to self-pin, and you can also have a friend help. But basically, if you would take the pins and They go on the Roxu, and don't be afraid, you won't break your Roxu, but they go on the same strand that the wheel is on, or the circle, okay? And so it should live above that by, I don't know, a couple of inches or so.
Turn a little bit and
If anyone's having trouble, turn and pull.
All right. Do we need pin Sherpas?
If you get your nail under the little bag, that's how you pull it up.
The top part is kind of a little springy.
Yes.
Okay, everybody with the pen, stand up so we can all see it. Ooh, very nice. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. All right. Everybody remember Cub Scouts? All right, beautiful. So now there's some sharing to be done and some words to be exchanged.
First, representing the class will be Shogun.
My name is Shogun. I've been asked to share my experience. Sweet host said to make it short. It was good. Dawn uses a phrase every once in a while. It's like walking through the grass in the morning and not noticing you're getting wet. And I felt that more before the Lam Rim. To me, the Lam Rim was different. It's more structured, kind of a step-by-step, kind of lays out the path. That's been really good for me. I feel like it answered questions, maybe unknown and known. About halfway through, I already felt a little different. And as we went further through, we got to the paramitas, generosity, and I started sitting up straight. I'm like going, there's something here, you know. I didn't know what exactly. And then we got to patience, and I really sat up. And I go, I know patience, but I didn't. It kind of pointed out the depth. There's a huge depth to that. I could talk a lot longer, but we had a t-shirt made up a few years ago. It said, "Let your patience roar." And I think I glimpsed that. I have spoken.
Dear Suiho, on behalf of everyone in the course, those who were in the Zendo, joining from the cloud, joining from their car, all the months, all the weeks, the posts, the reminders, the gentle, compassionate, wise, steadfast leadership, our deepest bows to you. Thank you, friend.
Thank you. When the teachers first asked me to coordinate this back in, 2023, holy moly, there's always that like first moment of like being really flattered, like, ooh, they trust me to do this. And then like the more you think about it, the more you're like, oh,
They're
what
not
did
as
I
smart
do?
as I thought they were.
What did I do? So you go through all like the stages of everything. But it has been an amazing experience, and I strongly urge others, when the teachers, offer these kinds of opportunities, don't hesitate. It really is amazing. And the first year of any major undertaking is a whole lot of what happens when I do this, and those kinds of learning experiences. So I'm very grateful to our teachers and the members of the class for their patience as I worked out a lot how to deal with technical glitches, sound issues, communications hurdles, and so many other things. And usually it would wind up with me flailing to Kokai, who would then calmly fix it. So gratitude for Kokai and his just amazing problem solving. A special thank you to Soman, who purchased the locking backs on these pins. The ones they came with were those little like butterfly clasps that usually go flying off. So the number of times these are going to go on and off our bodies and into our bags, I think it will be really good that they should stay with us for a good long time. So thank you, Soman. And a special thank you to Kensei, whose constant encouragement is just so vital in keeping everything going smoothly. It's easy to underestimate the amount of support and guidance and just sort of subtle nudges that Kensei provides. And I'm so grateful to her for leading the discussion group. She's wonderful. I urge anyone who would like to participate in the upcoming to try to attend. They're really wonderful. And finally, plug for the next LAMRIM class. This upcoming week will be the final opportunity for those who are interested to join. You must have completed Jukai. If you did not get the message that I sent to all members, please see me. There's a lot of moving parts that I have to put together, and once the class is started, everything builds on each other, so you won't have the opportunity to join until the next class.
2028?
I know, I'm going to like my calendar in my brain, 2028. And finally, on behalf of the LAMRIM class of 2024-25, I would like to present the teachers with this gift for the temple from the class.
Wow, a box. Not any box, it's got cool Japanese stuff on it. Yeah, ooh, yeah, all right. A little Dharma flower, okay. Look at this, beautiful. Oh, twirl it, there it is.
So many Buddhas in here.
Yeah. Okay, some paperwork. Okay, Sweeto, would you do the honors, please? Ooh, okay.
And then,
Please. Wow, all right. I have not seen this as yet. Okay, please. Whoa. Oh, my goodness, yeah. Wow, amazing. That's beautiful. So this is a, are you good? You holding that up?
yes.
Okay. Get another tall person. Bujo, come. Quickly, Bujo. Can you help hold this up? Yeah, help hold this up, please. I want everybody to be able to see this. Thank you, honey. This is Fudo Myo-o. Okay, and this is a guardian emanation, And Fudo Myo'o expresses some very specific points. This is going to live in the Doksan room, in the, what was the third bunk room, okay? And Fudo Myo'o is a very fierce bodhisattva. This is a bodhisattva of great power and great capacity, okay? And notably, you'll see a few things. One, he holds the sword, which is the sword of Manjushri of wisdom, which is discernment and clarity. Significantly also, the rope in the left hand, this is representing restraint. This is restraining oneself from non-virtuous activities, keeping the mind in check, keeping the body in check, keeping yourself on course. And then the flames there, this is learning how to use as fuel all things. This is Fudo Myo'o can sit right in the middle of the fire and knows how to use it well. So thank you very much for this gift. This is a great addition to the temple.
So I found this on Etsy from a Japanese artist from right around the turn of the century, late 1800s, early 1900s. And
Wow.
after learning about Fudo, I was really excited to be able to put our class funds towards something that would be very meaningful for our teachers and for, I think, us as we embrace a new bodhisattva to help us in our journey.
Yeah, Fudo Myo'o will be staring at you every Doksan now. Thank you. That is fantastic.
Thank you, Bujo.
All right, we're going to conclude now with our Bodhisattva vows, and we prefer the sung version today, as I recall it. So we need our percussionists back in the saddle. There we are, there we are. You'll find this in your liturgy book if it's not familiar to you on page, what page?
8.
Page 8, thank you.
Yes.
I vow to wake all the beings of the world. I vow to set endless heartache to rest. I vow to walk through every
3 bows to the teachers for the teachings.
Thank you for your practice, everybody.
Thank you all for choosing to be here.